the basics of movement in LotRO as quickly as possible while still trying to be clear. So your best bet right away is to use the classic AWSD keys. So, W forward, S back, A turn left, and D turns right. But I find that pretty quickly you'll want to be using other methods. Probably holding down the right mouse button is how most people steer, I would think. So I'm holding down the right mouse button. As you can see, I'm turning my character as I do that. So if I just hold down W, I can just point where I want to go and steer around it. So that's the way I walk most of the time. If I don't want to use the keyboard, there's a handy little trick not everyone knows. If you hold down the right mouse button and then hold down the left mouse button at the same time, then without the keyboard you can move forward. So if you want to go keyboard free for a little while, that's one way to do it. Swing the mouse around and we head back the other way. And then there's also a totally hands-free mode of moving. That is that you hold down numlock. I'm sorry, you just tap numlock on your number keypad on your keyboard, and now you will just cruise forward. What I like to do is line up where I want to go with the right mouse button and line it up just with the top of my head and then press numlock. And heck, I can go get something to drink and come back and I'll be there eventually. So if there's nothing in your way. So you get the idea there. The camera rotation, whereas the right mouse button rotates you, the left mouse button, if you hold it down, see the mouse cursor disappears, and then you start moving around yourself. So you can actually move while you're holding down the left mouse button, and whatever camera view you like, you can move with the keyboard while holding that camera position, or even swinging it around while you move. And this becomes second nature after a while. Might seem confusing now, but you'll get used to moving and then swinging your camera around, maybe to look behind you, see what's chasing you, or if there's anybody, or keep your situational awareness. Anyways, I think that's clear. So to get back to the default camera position, you can actually just press the 0 button, 0 key on your keyboard. So that puts you to the default that the game logs you in as. But then you immediately usually zoom in or out. You zoom in or out with the mouse wheel, usually. And then finally, would you prefer to walk instead of run occasionally? Well, you tap the insert key on your keyboard, and that puts you into walking mode. And then you tap it again, you're back to running, which is the default. Okay, that wraps up movement. Hope that was clear. If not, leave a comment below and I will try to make it clearer. Quests. When you see a ring above someone's head, they have a quest for you. This fiery ring over here is for the epic quest line. The less fiery or just standard ring is just one of the many quests in the world that you can do. When you see a grayish ring, that quest is now considered trivial to you or far below your level. Let's go ahead and accept this epic quest real quick. So we right-click the guy with the quest ring over his head.
Take a moment of your time.
You got a bunch of text here. This is for the story. Highly recommended you read that, but not everyone wants to spend the time reading. But this is where the actual story takes place, really, is here. Then over here, just the Cliff Notes version, this is what you need to do. We need to bring this letter to Will Woodfoot. So we click accept. And now the quest is shown over in the upper right in our quest tracker. And if we want to get it says what we need to do. If it incorporates a letter that you can read or interact with, you can actually right-click it there. We can read the letter and close it. Ignore this. This is store related. It allows you to just teleport to the next location in this quest line. I really don't recommend people use that. It's kind of defeats the point of a game. But And then we will cover this little white arrow later. That's like the quest guide that helps directs you to where you need to go. Let's get another quest though. Let's talk to this guy and say, let's join the Bounders.
Might I have a word with
and read. Talk to Second Sheriff Bodo Bunce. And I will get this reward when I actually finish the quest. That's what that's telling me. So we say accept. Now we have 2 quests, and you can line up quite a few here. I don't know, like 8 or 9 or 10. So if we want the details again, we just click on the ring next to the quest and its objectives, and it will bring up our quest log, which you can also bring up from this button down here at the bottom. So join the Bounders is part of the Shire group. If we expand the Epic out, we can get the other one that we currently have. And the checkbox means pretty much you don't have anything to do but go talk to somebody. And then this checkbox, it's ready to complete, ready to turn in. So what about canceling a quest? Let's say you've got a quest and you've just decided you don't want to do it or don't want to do it now. You can bring it up, you can choose the quest, and cancel it here. I should also point out you can also bring up the show history if you actually want to read the bestowal dialogue when they originally gave it to you, all that reading you might have skipped. Also gives you a little more additional background. Objectives, you can filter this quest if you never want to see it again. Be careful with these. We're not going to cover those here. But anyways, when you want to cancel a quest, let's cancel join the Bounders. We're going to say cancel and say yes, and it goes away. Now, probably just so that it's not hard on the servers, you can get the quest back. Just go back to the original bestower. That's the case, I believe, with every quest. Go back to where it started, and you right-click the guy, and you can get it back. But in order to be easy on the server, that's what I was starting to say before, it gives you a delay. So this is counting down 5 minutes, and then you can get the quest again and start it over. So, when you are trying to navigate during a quest, you'll find that you can right-click a quest and tell it that you would like it to be the quest tracker focus. So let's right-click this one, set as quest guide focus, and that is going to make this little white icon on your radar. It's going to point you in the direction that you need to go to reach that objective. There's a bit of politics here. I've been known to rant about this feature. They used to write quests more deliberately, and all quests had enough information really for you to go find somebody, you know, northwest side of town, next to the oak tree, that kind of thing. Now, a lot of quests just assume you're just going to use this feature. So as you can see, it's pointing me directly to where I need to go. You got to use this feature now. I just don't think the quests are written like they used to be so that it's optional. So we're there. Let us right to it. You can also look on the map, the main map, by pressing M. And let's move this out of the way. And you can see there, I've walked right up to it. But there's me wiggling, and there's the objective that I was approaching. I'm backing up now. So that's another way to find what you're looking for, from the Shire to Bree. But we're doing crafting Mickle Delving, and when I hold my mouse over that particular one, you can see that the ring over here begins to pulse. So that helps you determine which ring you're actually talking about. The one all the way in Bree isn't even going to show up unless I right-click the map and zoom out. Oh, and even then it won't. But if I zoom into Bree and hover over from the Shire to Bree, you can see now that this ring down here is going to start pulsing. We only have 2 quests in our quest tracker right now, but as more were to be added, that's how you could differentiate between them. That and this color, which you can actually set. Let's say it wants you to kill boars or skeleton whites or whatever in a certain area. That area will be kind of shaded in here with this color, the color chosen here and on this side of the quest. So don't have a good example of that right now, but it'll be clear when you see it.